What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Will. Hope y'all are doing great this morning. Time for the YouTube video, week of Feb 5th. Let's see what is going on. So we're in the last leg of the app sprint, which I'm super excited about, and I did a good job this weekend of shipping. Shout out to my friend Galen. He's here in Mexico City as well, and he's just been driving me nuts with how much stuff he's been getting done in a good way. I love when people are pushing me, and I respond well to that competitive pressure. So he's been shipping stuff. I shipped both days this weekend, and even though I did stuff, I shipped something both days, so I'm really proud of that. And coming to the end of this app sprint here, I'm coming to a point where I'm going to be working on some of the hardest things for me based on my lack of experience. So I'm not the greatest React developer yet. I just haven't practiced much with it, and when I learned to code, it was really all back-end based. So React is just a little newer to me. As far as like paradigms, and the paradigms are slightly different for those of you learning to code. Maybe there's some of you out there. So the React paradigms are just a little bit different, and I just haven't spent enough time with them. So I am taking a React course, which I'm going to get to, but like when I build these what I call like onboarding flows for new apps and new users, there's very different experience like the first time you use it, and you want them to complete like certain sets of actions, like set up enable some settings, click some checkboxes, like get yourself ready to use the app that I haven't done yet. So that's the last piece for me on the partner app, which is going to be great. I'm going to finish that out. I'm going to get that practice, and I'm going to push it to my partner and be like, hey, turn this app into $1 billion business. Probably not 1 billion, but maybe 1 million. And hopefully just really make good on that promise of building that app. That'll be really good for me. I think I'll just be really proud that that's done. So that's this week up until Thursday, maybe Friday, but I'm just going to work really hard. Well, it's probably bad for my audio, isn't it, to touch my microphone? Till Thursday, Friday, knock that out. And then the world really opens up, and I just want to take a second to kind of walk you guys through some of the opportunities that are swimming in my waters here. So I think one of the things I realized is I just haven't spent enough time really marketing anything that I'm doing, whether it's my services or my products. And I realized like my agency business has done well because, frankly, we're really good developers, really knowledgeable on the space in the e-commerce and Shopify world. And we have a ton of experience, and I think we're efficient, and I think we're great communicators. But we could be so much bigger. Like there's a lot of agencies in my view that just aren't as talented as us that get a lot more business. And I think that's because they do a better job in business development and marketing. And to date, I haven't focused on it. I haven't needed to, I haven't wanted to, but with the release of the first Shopify app and how that kind of played out, which was kind of like puff of smoke, not much fanfare. I realized like there's a certain reluctance that comes with marketing sometimes as a developer. When you're building, you're almost reluctant to market, like hoping that it's just going to kind of happen. And it's just not the case. One thing my executive coach said, which really resonated with me, and I've worked with him for, probably over a year now, off and on. We just re-engaged. He was like, Will, oftentimes in the first early stages of businesses like this, or many businesses, it's hand-to-hand combat. And I just love that term of like, this is what it's going to take to get to 10 or to 5 to 10 to 15 users. And then maybe momentum picks up and maybe things start happening, but it's hand-to-hand combat. And I was like, yeah, it's like knocking on doors, to some extent. And then I had a talk with my other friend over the weekend, and he was like, yeah, like get a list of all these stores and cold email them and this and this. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do that stuff. And that's probably always going to be the case. I don't want to do the hand-to-hand combat, but it's kind of twofold. Like on the one hand, it's about finding projects where I'm willing to do that because I care enough about the solution that I want to go out and I'm willing to take those steps. So I actually just said no thank you to a project that was offered to me because I just thought to myself, like, do I care enough to do that? No. But where I do care about doing hand-to-hand combat is on the agency side and getting revenue to be in a super healthy place. We had a great year last year, but I want to do even better. And so the first place I'm going to do hand-to-hand combat, so we'll call it like real like effort marketing, will be for the agency and to get the premier status as a partner with Recharge subscriptions. And long story short, it's basically like a certification, but you get it by referring business to them and bringing them clients. I've had this in the past where there was a time when Recharge was sending me like a lead or 2 leads, 3 leads a month, and I'm converting over 50% of those people into my clients. But they want a reciprocal relationship. So as an agency, Cardinal Ecom, this logo here, we should be premier partners with Recharge. We're absolute experts in the space, and we're that good. We just haven't done the legwork and the marketing work to get to that tier. So that's the first hand-to-hand combat tier. I need to figure out how can I get 5, 10, 15, 20 merchants who are interested in using Recharge or using a competitor and want to move, because that's what could really move the needle for my business. Once you get into that tier, not only have you found the merchants who want to move, so there's work to be done there, but also they begin to refer you their quality merchants, their merchants who need help because you're their best type of partner. You're the most valuable partner in their ecosystem. So that's the first place for hand-to-hand combat that I'm excited about. I've flirted with the idea of taking partnership stuff more seriously. I'm finally going to do it. And then after these things that's just like agency stuff. It's not product stuff. So I finished my product. I have an agency goal now to get this partner status. And then there's like a universe of apps that I might work on after this Pals app discount partner app is done. And this is where things get really interesting. And I'm still thinking through what the right course of action is. There's a really interesting opportunity from some of the guys I used to work with who are kind of in a private equity type situation. They've acquired a business that I'm super familiar with, the one that I used to work for. And they're going to revive it and make it great again. And I could be involved in that. That'd be interesting. There'd be good leverage to that. But that wouldn't take up all of my time either. And I'd still like to figure out what's the one next thing I want to focus on. So we'll see how this hand-to-hand combat marketing goes for the agency, because I'm looking for merchants that want to use Recharge, which is very similar to what I'd be looking for from a product standpoint. Like my next product idea, I'd probably build it for Recharge merchants because it's what I know best. And so it's kind of like 2 birds, 1 stone. Like I'm looking for the same type of client for the app as I am for my agency. And so if I end up saying like, wow, this is so difficult to get in front of these merchants to sell them services, like what chance do I have of selling them a product? And distribution is just as, if not more important than building now, because I have 100% confidence in building. You don't have 100% confidence in distribution yet. So I got to pick the next thing. I'm going to get this partner app out this week, and then I'm going to spend this weekend thinking about and trying and making a plan for distribution. We're going to try that out. Where I break ground, I don't quite know yet. That's going to be an open question, but I'm going to be very patient because last year I did not do a good job. I didn't take enough calculated risk, and I didn't work on one thing at a time. So this is my chance to say, evaluate your risks and rewards and your opportunities, and you're going to pick one app. So this is just about things that I code, like on the side for general development. Pick one thing to build, one thing and one thing only. Give it all of your attention and focus. Give it your absolute max effort on the distribution side before and after you build it. Like build some pre-hype, code a bit, build more. Like we need to do these things in lockstep. It's not build and market. They need to be kind of more blended, and I'll keep you guys updated. But I'm really excited. Things are going great. Things are busy. And I just know that when I get this formula dialed in for myself, like this will be a medium for talking about it. I'm going to use my personality, be silly, be out there, but sometimes it's fun to see that, I'm not bad at this. It's just harder than I thought it was. It's hard, hand-to-hand combat. I love this phrase. It's like you are going to need to be out there doing these things that don't scale, etc. And then maybe you'll get to a point where you can like run ads and it actually works. So anyway, it's the big focus. It's clearing out the rest. We've got a bright new future ahead with a really exciting opportunity on the non-technical agency side to be kind of a partner in a story that would be really fun. And we'll see where this goes. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Cheers.